Good. This is $2.99 from Costco. It tastes really good. It tastes just like blended mango. You can put the black pearl in it if you want, but that will be $1 extra. This is my milk bubble tea, $3.99. It's pretty good. We finished with Costco when we're about to go to Moorfield, and this is what the freeway looks like. Oh my god. We just got back from the butcher and we got this 2 big slab of rump steak. You know what that means? That means Todd is ready to make beef jerky again, guys. So stay tuned. Yeah, so tomorrow, if it's not raining, I'm gonna garden. But if it is, I'm going to sit on the couch and do some polymer clay mug. You know the video I made a few months back where I made a figure of a woman with a bull terrier perching on her shoulder? Well, I'm gonna make a male version of that with a black and white color bull terrier perching on his shoulder. So yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So that's the plan of my weekend. I plan to make mac and cheese for dinner. I already prepped some of that this morning, but I'm changing the recipe, by the way. I'm actually, instead of using just bacon, I'm also putting bacon hocks. So I think that will be nicer. So we'll see. I've never tried this, so we both will find out how it goes, okay? But I think I might still cook some bacon just in case it might be too mild flavor because it's boiled. So yeah, I will film that. I'll share my version of mac and cheese with you. And yeah, okay, see ya. Bye. For tonight's dinner, I'm planning on making mac and cheese. I'm changing the recipe up a little bit. So instead of just using bacon, I'm also adding some bacon hock. So for this, you need macaroni, bacon hock, brown onion, spring onions. And then for the bechamel sauce, you need plain flour, milk, chicken stock, butter. And for the topping, you need some grated tasty cheese and grated Parmesan cheese. So the first thing I did this morning is boil the bacon hock in water until it's very tender. And you do this by boiling it for about 2 hours. Once it's tender, you leave it to cool and then you discard everything but the meat. So you discard the skin, the fat, and the gristle. And then I boil the macaroni as per the packet instruction in salt water. And then I put some olive oil. When the macaroni is cooked, you drain it and then set it aside. And then you chop some spring onion, brown onion, and some bacon. Now it's time to grate some of the Parmesan cheese. Basically for this recipe you need 1 cup of all sorts of cheese that you want to use. I use tasty cheese and Parmesan cheese combined. Now it's time to make the bechamel sauce. So you need about 2 tablespoons of butter. I use Western Star. And then 2 tablespoons of plain flour. And then you fry that off until it looks like that. And then I put in the stock cube. It's chicken stock cube. I use the brand Massel as always. And then you put the milk a little bit at a time. And then whisk vigorously until there's no lumps. And then I taste it. Make sure it's not too salty. And then this is the back of the spoon test. If it looks like that, that means your sauce is ready. Now I've got all the components ready, guys. I got the grated cheese, the 2 type of bacon, and the peas that I forgot to mention before, and the 2 type of onions. Now it's time to fry the onion, the brown onion, and the diced bacon. Not the hocks, just the bacon. And then you put in the peas to warm it up. It doesn't take long to cook them. And then you also want to warm up the shredded bacon hock. And then you season it with pepper. I use white pepper. And then put in the macaroni as much as you want or as little as you want. It's time for the bechamel to go in along with some grated cheese. Mix that well. And then at the very end, sprinkle a lot of spring onion. And then mix it again. Don't forget to taste your mac and cheese, guys. When it's good and well seasoned, put it in a baking dish. And then it's now time to put the topping on. I use spring onion, mozzarella cheese, tasty cheese, and some grated Parmesan cheese. I use extra strong one. Now it's time to grill it for 10 minutes in 220 degrees until the top is golden. And then reduce it down to 180 degree oven to bake for 10 minutes. So after 20 minutes in the oven, your mac and cheese is ready to be enjoyed. Todd really liked it, but I personally don't think it's worth wasting 2 hours to cook the bacon hot. Hi everyone, welcome to another polymer clay mug tutorial. If you watched my previous one, you know that I always begin by designing the mug. This time the inspiration comes from Todd and River, my bull terrier. So I start by making the hat. So you roll out a bit of black and then make a half circle, just like so. And then for the hair, I gave Todd a grey hair because that's what he's got. And I'm putting here the stitching for the hat. Put the hat on top of the hair. Shape the hair a little bit so it's not too square. And to make the hair strand, I use my needling tool. You basically just scratch it many times. And then you use cream color clay for the ears. I hope you can see that well, guys. And now it's time to do the neck. So I use the same color as the ears. And now I'm ready to put it on the mug. The neck goes on the mug first, and then you put the head afterwards. And now it's time to make the shirt. I'm making a blue and white stripy shirt. Actually, it's not a shirt, it's jumper. So this is how you make the stripes. A bit of a pain, but it's worth it to me at the end. So you shape the jumper, and don't forget to keep all the excess, like all these edges. I'm going to use it for the sleeves later on. You'll see it. So what you can see me doing there now is gathering of all the excess from the jumper to make the sleeves. And now I'm putting the collar, and then put the jumper on the mug as well. And then put some lines through the collar to resemble knitted ribbed effect. And then trim the excess. Here I'm pressing the jumper so that the line is not too perfectly straight. And now it's time to make the sleeves for the jumper. Don't worry if the sleeve is not perfect, it's part of the charm. There's another side of the sleeves. So that's basically the jumper almost done. I'm just securing it to the mug. And now is to put on the pants. I'm giving him a black pants. So he's actually sitting cross-legged on the ground. So you can only see bits of the leg. I decided to give the jumper a white end on the bottom and give it a rib effect as if it's a knitted jumper. So I need to cut a little bit of the blue and white stripes to put the white end. And now it's time to make the grass. So it's just made out of small sausage shape with pointy ends. And that's how you do it. And then carefully put on the mug. This is a little bit difficult because it keeps wanting to drop off the mug. So just a little bit careful when you're doing that part. I'm adding a bit of white for the stitching of the hat. Now it's time to make the dog. So you make a egg shape for the head. And then triangle for the ears. And then poke some holes for the nose. And don't forget the white, pink for the inside of the ears. So that's almost done. Now I feel like it's needing a little bit of color. So I put some pink flowers on the grass just to make it less boring. Now it's time to preheat your oven to 130 degrees Celsius. And then you need to bake it for 15 minutes. When it's done, leave it to cool for 15 minutes. I decided that I want to put number 1 on the jumper. So the next day I bake that and then I glue it to the jumper. Well, that's the end of the tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can.